just joined us, is still on to Enterprise conversation today, reaching you from Enterprise Television. We'll start with the story we have where we have it. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's camp has reportedly proposed a coalition with the Labour Party leader Peter Gregory Obi for the 2027 presidential election. The arrangement suggests that Atiku would run for a single term with Obi as his vice presidential candidate, potentially paving the way for Obi to succeed him in 2031. The coalition aims to capitalize on Atiku's influence in the north and Obi's appeal in the southeast, potentially creating a formidable opposition force against the ruling All Progressive Congress APC. However, Peter Obi has expressed reservations about such alliances, emphasizing that his focus is on addressing Nigeria's present challenges rather than engaging in power-sharing agreements. He has stated that any coalition should prioritize the nation's welfare over political ambitions. The proposal has elicited mixed reactions among political stakeholders and the public, with discussions centering on the feasibility and implications of such a coalition in the current political landscape. Let's get talking. I still have with us Barrister Van Sofeli and Innocent Adoluba. I'd love to start with you again, Barrister Van Sofeli. On what's your take on this? Because it's this is the only antidote, possibly, to getting Bola Ahmed Tinubu out of the way.
Well, but Peter Obi's consideration is quite different from what the proposal or those who are making the proposals are talking about. Peter Obi is talking about that this whole coalition should be about Nigerians. It should be for the betterment of the people as against political ambition
of individuals.
But you and I know that Atiku's own is about his political ambition. He does not live in Nigeria.
How sure are we really?
Yeah, I know Atiku very well. Atiku does not believe in Nigeria. What he wants to do, he wants to be president, just like Tinubu and Buhari. Just want to be president. Every other will be an afterthought. That's why, and Peter Obi know. That statement Peter Obi is making is the old man's way of advising another old man. You don't advise an old man
directly,
expressly. He said, coalition should be about the welfare of the people. Because he knows that Atiku's position is not about anybody's welfare. It's not about anybody's welfare. It's about his ambition. So it's a very wrong chemistry in as much as it has a potential. So, I mean, in the last election, put the two votes together. They won the election. Yeah. If you put two of them appeal to different sentiments. Yes. So they can actually use that to knock off Tinubu. But for me, in my estimation, by my frame of reference, they should swap it, turn it around. Yes. Atiku should run as the vice or the running mate. Yes. If Atiku is a true statesman who believes in this country and who would rather yield for younger person, Atiku will be how many years in...
but Atiku can make the argument that he has been vice before.
Vice president. So how would it look?
Yeah, if he has been vice before, the law did not say you cannot be vice again. He's president. That you cannot be more than 8 years.
No, not the law. His
what?
Persona. His
personal
ambition.
I'm going somewhere. If he's a true statesman, what he ought to do is to bring out somebody in the north that is sellable. Then guide them. Okay, then call his supporters.
Under the PDP.
Yes. Call his supporters to support this person, and they will be, if he's a true statesman, that's what the statesman will do. He will look at the country. Atiku is not looking at the country, and that's what Obi is saying indirectly. That this is your coalition. What is it about? Is it about, because if it's about the people, Atiku will not insist. that he must be the one that they tried it before and they failed.
Both of them.
They've done it before, yes. They did it and it didn't work. Before Obi now took a step out of PDP. You understand? Like somebody did the analysis that when Atiku happened to PDP, it created the weakest problem. I don't know if you saw that analysis. A-class analysis. And he said that weakest problem is now the behemoth that will finally bury the PDP. So, Atiku should not happen to PDP again. It should not happen to PDP. Because if it happens to PDP, it's going to create another kind of problem.
And we don't know how it was.
Maybe that one will now consume Obi and the rest of them. So maybe Obi should remain in his... but the danger of Obi remaining in his Labour Party risk Tinubu happening to Nigeria again.
Everything is happening.
And that one, that political calculus is also another danger. Because you need so many other mathematical and political formulas. Political algebra, political simultaneous equation, political all kind of formulas to deal with that issue. So at the end of the day, what you have is Atiku's proposal is not a bad one, but is it people driven? Is it altruistic? Is it altruistic? If we displace Tinubu and have Atiku, is it a way forward?
Well, lots of people will say we get to the bridge, then we cross it.
That's how we cross into Tinubu. That's how we cross into Tinubu. So, I mean, the risks, you see, that is why you see every time politics is coming close, they use the candidates to neutralize your PVC.
Well, Innocent Ajuluba, this seemed to be more like a home run for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Don't you think so? Whichever way it goes.
There was a time we had that conversation here, and I said it looks like very debatable. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a name that divides Nigerians. That is a name that divides opinion. Tinubu is a man many people hate to love, love to hate. But the way things are looking, unless there is that right coalition that clicks, the APC will run in unopposed. It's like Usain Bolt. The APC are looking unassailable. Meanwhile, I will say they are where they are because of the absence or weakness of the appropriate opposition. Because if the APC are giving the opposition a lot of Achilles heel to work with, but there's no opposition to grab them up. And in a democracy of a multi-party system like ours, it is that one party checks the other. One party checks the other. Look at that lame narrative we hear across the media that come 2027, the APC will win because governors are decamping into the APC. And I want to say that this is, I won't even go by political calculus and all that. Foolish analysis. If 4 governors decamp to APC, they cannot win. 4 governors for me approximates 4 votes on election day.
Yes, that is theoretical.
That's assuming it's on merit.
And then I'm just saying foolish. 4 of you left point A and went to point B. You've grown that number by 4. The corrupt analysis, we now assume that because the governor of one state joined this party, everybody in that state will now vote. I don't know. And then to that extent, the lame logic has it that with this personal interest defection, this party must now win over sweeping. I don't think so.
But that has always been our reality, except for 2023, when Obi actually dislodged that notion. Okay, we saw states where he won, where he wasn't. It wasn't a Labour Party endorsed state where he won. So I would love to think that the reason lots of people have concluded that when a governor moves to the opposition, the whole state moves along with it. So don't you think
I would dislodge that. When the governor moves at the primaries, and it will be conflict for some of these parties in the wake of election. We are 2 years, in fact, we are 1 year away from active political campaign activities. Take a state that was another party before. The governor has now come to APC. The APC structure in that state already had people gunning for this or that before your defection, including senators, including the members of House of Reps. So there will be the conflict of horse trading. We don't know how smooth that can be. I suspect that there will be implosion, that some of these, let me use the word, the campaigns, may even be returning in the long run. But on Obi's case, Obi seemed to be the man Nigerians masses from nowhere. I was on a research team in 2022 on the top 10 candidates for election. For 6 months, Obi was not in it. But by the 7th month, we had him at number 8. And by the following week, he shot to number 1. And we were worried. Of course, we were in a room doing research. But we could see it had a telling effect on the election. And a lot of people are alluding that Obi's total volume of votes may have been decimated.
Yeah. Well, it's been concluded, though it's not really there that
Not
he actually,
empirical.
that he took
And
15 million votes.
Yes, and the evidence are there in our beavers choosing to recognize senators and governors and refusing to recognize presidential votes. I don't know if that inanimate object has that capacity. For Atiku, I think I won't say much. My opinion is what Barrister said. I would think Atiku is already an octogenarian now.
Atiku should be calling for political merger.
Yes, Atiku for me
Why is it?
should lead that vanguard that we are PDP. The APC is a party, is a shaky party. The APC, this is next week or thereabout, President Tinubu's administration will be 2 years old. The APC are yet to appoint heads of embassies. I don't know if I'm wrong. Whatever it is yet to get to that appointment, as it were. The APC has, we are in food crisis. There's a new nomenclature called food inflation. There are dissatisfactions here and there. The PDP, through Atiku's call, for instance, let's gather, the PDP can even woo the Labour Party, can woo literally Accord or whoever, whichever, can even woo your Kwankwaso, if you ask me, before APC gets there. And then possibly front Obi, who creditably was the largest winner in the last election, because at that time he was a newbie. He was nobody in quote politically compared to Atiku and Tinubu, but he could pull that weight. You plant him at the top and look for someone you can pack to him with a large northern followership, and then you people mobilize your northern grassroots. This is where we are going. But that I don't know. And Obi has just one simple acronym. He's gearing for production, not consumption. I don't know if that's the mantra from the Atiku camp.
Yeah, and if you look at the political climate, there's a whole lot of dissatisfaction in the land. Do you know that in Abuja yesterday, people were climbing billboard, Tinubu's billboard for 2027, because Abuja and the whole of Abuja is littered with campaign for Tinubu 2027.
So early.
You didn't see it in the social media. People were climbing billboard that were touring, you know, billboards and all that. You know what I mean by billboard? Not even posters. They climbed a billboard.
Electronic billboard.
Not electronic billboard.
Okay.
This flex billboard
okay.
to tear down the flex banners and the rest of that. So we are seeing that ongoing. The level of tension in the land, this particular administration, we've never had it like this before. Never in the history of Nigeria. Never. So it's gotten to a boiling point. Now, that kind of dissatisfaction, the PDP ought to cash on it.
You know.
But they're unable to do that. Look at what Atiku is doing now. It's asking that Peter Obi should come so that they will. why can't you call for merger? Don't just believe that PDP alone. Call for merger. Then when you have that merger, develop a template, push somebody. That's the strategy Tinubu use. You don't have to be president now or thereafter. You don't have to. Get somebody who's sellable. Tinubu did it. He did a merger, brought Buhari. Buhari was sellable in the north. Had gotten huge number of votes consistently for,
just like Obi has just done now.
So that's what put Obi there, put somebody there, pull them through.
And support and canvas.
Yeah, let them first of all change the order of power. Then we'll now talk about what will be for you or not for you.
All right,
I think we should step into PDP proper. It's not there.
Now, when we'll talk about either flying the PDP or another party, but of course the PDP is the best choice for opposition right now in Nigeria. But how can we really make progress with the PDP with someone like Nyesom Wike, who is deeply in charge of the PDP to some extent? He said most recently that he would only support the PDP if the presidency is zoned to the south, because we all know why he's saying that. If it is zoned to the south, possibly Tinubu has a field day. So do you think the PDP would really be capable of dislodging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu if, according to Nyesom Wike, the PDP zones its presidential candidate to the south?
It's a certain trap for the people. But whichever way you look at it, if they zone it to the south and bring Peter Obi is still appealing in a way to the north.
Really?
Not
yes.
Not the entire north.
Which part? Of course, yes. That's what I wanted
not
to.
the entire north. I mean, the northwest is out of it.
Yes. The northeast, possibly.
And not central.
Yes. So
not central might
not
be
central is
appealing
for him.
to him. Yes.
For him.
But northeast, northwest.
The northwest is completely not going to. The northwest is dangerous. They have 7 states.
Yeah.
And there's a way they vote. They vote in block. Their vote is not say you get this party get this, then this party get this party get this, just this party. That's how they do. So even if you need to operate the 24% of 25 states, which you're required to be a president, 2 regions cannot make it. You have to negotiate the 3rd one. Okay, with the adverse party. So that 3rd one you have to negotiate will not be the northeast. So the main work now will not be in the northeast. Since they are tactically heavily Christians too,
Yes.
Taraba, Adamawa, and Gombe, Borno. So you're able to use that religious to also pull part of it. Do serious work in the northeast. That's the only way Obi can clinch it. Because what Wike want to do is to use that to sabotage his own party to favor get appointment again in the PDP. And I don't know why they cannot discipline him. He walks into their meeting at will, walk out, nobody can talk to him. He contributes to what they're saying, takes all their strategy back to APC. And they're watching him. So I don't know that PDP is serious. There's something they call anti-party conduct. You understand that if you are found playing anti-party politics, you can be penalized. But they are unable to wield the stick on him. And then the party
even if they've done that to the former Senate president, one of the former Senate president that was expelled from the party for engaging in anti-party activities. But let's take this one.
The thing is, I've said it before. The PDP should help Minister Nyesom Wike settle in APC and shut their door, so you can know who are your friends. Because whoever is not for you is against you.
Well, if he's not willing, how are you going to help him to settle?
Exactly.
Is it to be willing? You've just mentioned anti-party conduct. You've just mentioned. So you apply your rules.
But the foot soldiers, they've all infested. His foot soldiers are all running the PDP, starting from
yes,
the
yes,
national
but
chairman.
like we all know, the best way to deal with a snake is to cut its head. So, as we speak, is the PDP proud of Minister Nyesom Wike as their member? is Wiki making them proud daily? I looked at a recent meeting they had recently, and I saw big names. Senator Bukola Saraki, Tambuwal, big names.
Those are the party's faithfuls.
So,
but why they are not unable to, because truly also, they are not able to talk to Wiki because Tambuwal, for example, cannot talk to Wiki because of what happened the last time.
Okay.
You understand? Where he
ceded his.
Yeah, at the last minute.
Yes.
So they used to be very high.
Cordial. No, but whatever the situation, if Minister Wiki flouts PDP rules,
yes, he
can't
should
he
be penalized. That's what I'm saying.
so that's what I mean by.
The National Working Committee, some of them are subservient to Wiki.
But are their rules blurred? Are their rules not clear?
Their rules are not blurred, but they are suffering from what they call political obscurantism.
Correct.
They are blurred. They cannot see professional again. When you are partisan and you are feeding from the said enemy that you're asked to go and fight.
Because I would conclude by saying that the People's Democratic Party remaining like this are doing Nigerians injustice.
It's a dangerous place to be.
If they are doing Nigerians injustice,
PDP have no focus as they are rudderless.
If Nigerians are groaning like this party is killing us, so there is no alternative for the poor person to say, okay, next election we won't vote this.
It is that weakness that even made them to lose in 2015. That weakness. They became weak. They had been there for too long. They became used to power. Became very weak, unknown to them that they are weak. So till date, I mean, the infighting even among them is still ongoing. So when are they going to put their house in order? When are they going to look at how prepared the APC are already? As if election is next week. They are already.
Despite all the messes around,
they are everywhere. Everywhere.
Well, lots of people might disagree on that because they have concluded it's still superficial. There's still lots of issue with the APC, but there is this
which issue or not pass issue.
The issue of really, agreeing with themselves and
I was going to ask the
skirmishes here and there.
I know it's the anchor that asked us because I was going to ask the anchor.
No, please do. You can still.
Can you from today point at one party that can withstand the APC, right?
Well, what we have here from the report is this report we have here that African Democratic Congress might be the party the coalition would love to work with. And according to that particular report, yes, that both recent developments show that Obi has accepted to be Atiku's running mate, and Atiku has also agreed to serve a single 4-term and hand over to the former Anambra State governor under the African Democratic Congress. So when it seems like PDP might not work, don't you think this really could be?
Atiku will not hand over any power. If that thing work, that thing we are saying, Atiku will not hand over any power to anybody.
Because they said actually putting pen to the paper.
Yes.
It's politics now.
They did not put pen to paper
earlier on.
So can you go to court and legislate that? Can litigate it that we agree on term, on tenure. We agree on tenure as what? Are you the electors? So it's not something you can enforce. So that agreement cannot be enforced. You can't go to court and say we agree that you do 1 term. The court will have no jurisdiction because it's not you that determine the distance. It's a moral, what do you call it? It's a moral agreement that you are supposed to keep. It's a gentleman agreement.
It doesn't bind the masses.
Yeah, it doesn't bind the masses.
So, but
it's within the political party. It's not the nation.
Not entirely national.
So how you going to? If Atiku, let's say they succeed now, and after the first time Atiku refused to, he will now tell you that he didn't say so.
What I may suggest, if my theory is, the PDP should rid themselves of Wike and then zone it to the south. Without the Wike, and possibly they lobby this Obi to come and run with their ticket and then use all their national clout to back it and woo other, let me use the word, small parties out there.
Yeah, you need a merger.
And so that they will coalesce
solidify
into something big that can withstand the incumbent. That's the theory I will propose to them.
That is what they ought to do. But that's not what Atiku is saying. And that's why Obi is telling him that this thing is for Nigerians. It's not political ambition. Atiku just want to be a president. That's just it. The other thing is an afterthought.
It will be on the CV. That
was the president. And that's not what Nigeria need at this time.
No, we are looking for redemption.
But sadly, we are in between the devil and the deep blue sea.
That is what
so where do you think we should pan
the
towards?
political calculation is very volatile, given
and
the
sensitive.
kind of given the interest and that, and you really don't have, the people really don't even have a choice. You see this scheming here and there is to pull enough interest to the center. You understand? But Nigerians will have to watch over INEC. They have to watch over INEC. INEC is a behemoth. INEC have no interest of Nigeria at heart.
Someone said INEC is now INEC political party on its own.
Yes, look at them in court during the Obi and Tinubu's case.
Hearing,
They were in court like they were arguing, tendering document that APC won. You're supposed to be a nominal party. Just tell the court what you did during the election.
And stand by.
And still, they were arguing the case. They got SN to argue case.
So that was if people say there is now INEC political party now.
So, I mean, a nominal party should just tell us how they conducted the election, provide all the documents, and not be partisan. They were partisan.
Like I said, the masses are in for it. The masses cannot cite the hope for their redemption. A strong opposition party rescues the masses when the incumbent party is failing.
Yes.
But as it is, from where I started, barring anything meaningful happening, the APC are racing to clinch 2027. So they need that. Read the PDP of Obi, of Wike, then put Obi as your candidate, then canvass nationally, then the same Labour Party that they would have coalesced with the PDP at the time, who influential people in pockets of places, and now have a measure that may, to some credible extent, confront the APC.
Because if Tinubu happens to Nigeria again, for the second time.
I have been saying that. What should we do?
If we see each other, we will recognize each other again. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, scary.
Of course, it said that when he's done with Nigeria, that was from Senator Godswill Akpabio, that when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is done with Nigeria, people would not recognize the country again. Well, he was stating that, hoping that, of course, he was stating that, hoping it will be for good, but 2 years down the line, it's not looking the same way. Unfortunately, the parties we have are no longer parties of ideology, rather a party of self. And those who run it are rather more concerned about themselves rather than Nigeria and the Nigerians. Thank you so very much, gentlemen, for being here.
Very well.
I appreciate you. All right, people, that's just the time we have. I'd love to say thank you to you for making the picture complete. I love to believe you enjoyed our show just like we did right here on Enterprise Television. Please do well to visit us if you may. You can always find us to read up on everything we've talked about today when you see us at enterprisetvnews.com. Also rewatch if you may when you visit us at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igwebike. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.